Hi, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, namaskaram, vanakkam. Welcome to the TAPOVAN Sandhya Sangam Zoom show on this Sunday, 22nd of December 2024. This is our episode number 152. One before the end of this year, we have one more coming in this next week, and we'll be entering the new year. Welcome to our new show of this show, and we have been learning lessons from everyone, every other person we meet, with our family, with our friends, with our colleagues. We learn lessons, life lessons from books, from scriptures. Well, Bhagavad Gita also teaches a lot of life lessons. As we get to know what are those, our guest speaker this evening joining us from Bengaluru, Mr. Swarnalatha Iyer, will tell us exactly what Bhagavad Gita teaches us life lessons. In our topic, life lessons, Bhagavad Gita, a psychological perspective. Welcome to the show, madam. Good to have you back on the show. Well, as usual, begin the show with a prayer followed by the guest introduction. Thereafter, the guest speaker will take over on her complete open session where we all can put our views, observations, comments, feedback, and even ask questions. The guest will be more than happy to answer. All right, let's start the show, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up first is the prayer. Joining us from Chennai is Girija Muralidharan. She's saying the prayer for us. Girija, madam, kindly unmute your microphone and go ahead.
வையத்து வாழ்வீர்கள் நாமும் நம் பாவைக்கு செய்யும் கிரீசைகள் கெளீரோ பார்க்கடலுள் பைய தோயின்ற பரமனடி பாடி நெய்யுண்ணோம் பாலுண்ணோம் நாட்காலே நீராடி மையிட்டெழுதோம் மலரிட்டு நாமுடியோம் செய்யாதன செய்யோம் திக்குறளை சென்றோதோம் ஐயமும் பிச்சையும் ஆந்தனையும் கை காட்டி உயுமாறன் உகந்தேலோர் எம்பாவாய்.
Thank you, madam. That was a wonderful rendition app for the Margari Masam. Thank you so much. Well, we go to the next segment of introducing the guest speaker. Well, our guest speaker needs no introduction. But coming into the show, I had the opportunity of looking into a profile, an awesome profile, a profile which anybody would want to have. And I'll the honor to introduce our guest goes to Mr. Vijayalakshmi Nagarajan. Madam, kindly unmute your microphone and go ahead.
Good evening to all the TAPOVAN Sandhya Sangam members. Our guest speaker, Mrs. Swarnalatha Iyer from Bangalore, a multifaceted personality and also well known to us. She gave lectures on some mind-blowing topics through this platform a couple of times. I am glad to say that I am one of the fans of her lectures. Today also, she has selected a topic which is going to be very useful, meaningful, and an eye-opener for us as usual. As a psychologist herself, she will deliver a lecture on life lessons from Bhagavad Gita, a psychological perspective. Friends, we have seen the Tamil movies Navratri and Dasavadaram, where Shivaji Ganesan and Kamal Hassan played 9 or 10 characters or roles respectively. But Swarnalatha madam is playing around 20 roles all alone. That is, those heroes played were real roles. But what madam is playing is real roles in her day-to-day life. Now, let us see her achievements through her profile. Now, you can count the number of posts she is holding and also her achievements. Mrs. Swarnalatha Iyer, MD and CEO, Sessions Academy and Infinity, Bangalore. First one, as an entrepreneur, Swarnalatha believes in contributing to the society by creating a skilled young workforce. As a freelance trainer, she conducts workshops regularly for corporate employees in the area of self improvement and life skills. She also develops training modules based on the requirements of the organizations and employees. Currently, Swarnalatha is a business partner with Ernst and Young Bangalore and Genpact Hyderabad. She is also a consultant with Better Future India and Edge Academy Bangalore. She is an affiliate with Optum Healthcare and Workplace Options. Swarnalatha is also a member in the advisory board of T. John College, Bangalore. Swarnalatha is a visiting professor to the Indian Institute of Psychology and Research in Jain University, Bangalore, teaching both undergraduate and postgraduate students of psychology. Prior to this, she worked as a senior project associate in the Center for Leadership and Management in Public Services, CLAMS. This was a resource wing of the NGO, the Asim Premji Foundation. She was involved in training the educational functionaries in the government of Karnataka with a view to developing leaders at the grassroots levels. Swarnalatha Madam is a member Board of Studies at Mount Carmel College, St. Joseph's College, National College, Jayanagar, and Jyoti Nivas College, Bangalore. She is also a member and faculty at the Global Zen Foundation, Bangalore. As a consultant psychologist, Swarnalatha offers career counseling to 9th, 10th, and 12th standard students. In February 2018, she was featured in Wonder Women World, an online portal that deals with women achievers. She is also regularly invited and featured on TV9. As a motivational speaker, Swarnalatha has been the chief speaker on many national and international conferences across India and also have been invited to speak on a range of topics like women's empowerment, positive youth development, emotional intelligence, and so on. She has designed a 2-day workshop on developing emotional intelligence. Swarnalatha has also been successful as an executive coach to many corporate employees and have contributed to solving many workplace issues. Swarnalatha completed her higher secondary education from New Delhi in science and pursued psychology in degree course. She was a rank holder in both undergraduate and postgraduate studies. Over the years, she has conducted seminars and workshops on a variety of topics for a wide range of audience. As a trained psychologist, Swarnalatha provides psychometric assessment. Having done the basic course in NLP, she incorporates these principles into her workshops. Swarnalatha is also a certified counselor with training in marital counseling and child guidance. Hailing from a typical South Indian Brahmin family, Swarnalatha is trained in Bharatnatyam from the famous Kalakshetra in Chennai and also in Carnatic music for 12 years. She is also a kolam artist. A regular practitioner of yoga and meditation, sport has always fascinated her, and she has been an avid badminton player and represented the University of Kerala. Madam, let me take a deep breath. After reading your profile, really, I need it.
You should also have a glass of water.
Yeah.
Yes.
Madam, I have one question to you. We are all having only 24 hours a day to do our little activities. Do you have 48 hours a day? I think so. Seeing so many activities and so many posts you are holding,
He
you
will
are having
answer
48
you.
hours, I think so.
He will answer you in the feedback section.
No.
Definitely.
I'll answer her just now, if I may. Madam, you said you have only 24 hours. Sorry, we have 24 hours. That's all the differences.
Okay. Anyhow, thank you, madam, for taking
Thank
your
you.
time to enlighten us in the
Thank you.
life lessons from Bhagavad Gita today.
Yeah.
On behalf of all the members, I welcome you to our show. Kindly take the stage and deliver the lecture. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yasha madam. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Can you ask for anything more? Well, Swarnalatha madam has been in all possible segments, be it the profession, be it the art, be it in the sports. Mind blowing. Okay, now it's time for the guest speaker to take over, ladies and gentlemen. We'll all have mic in mute status, and on her company, we'll have an open session.
Sure.
Swarnalatha madam, the floor is all yours.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. So first of all, I would like to thank you, Sir Subramaniam, sir, for having me. This is my third year I am presenting, and it's very, very, it's an honor for me to be here. And so thank you very much for remembering me and inviting me to this session. So today's topic is all about the life lessons from Bhagavad Gita, but a psychological perspective to it. I will not call myself a scholar in Bhagavad Gita. I'm a very mere, ordinary human being. So my focus today will be on the psychological perspective of the Bhagavad Gita and what it says. Because Bhagavad Gita, many people think it is something which is, incomprehensible and huge, and oh well, I am just an ordinary being and I don't understand, and things like that. It is not that at all. Of course, it is one of the greatest spiritual teachings. It is also a philosophical teaching. It is also a real life teaching, and it is also psychological in nature. And my father always used to say that the greatest psychology is the Bhagavad Gita. And so today I'm going to just talk about the psychological perspectives which we get from the Bhagavad Gita. So I'm going to make it very, very simple so that all of us can imbibe the essence of what the Gita is, so that we can make a lot of easy changes in our life. So let us straight go into it. We all know that there are 18 chapters in the Bhagavad Gita, right? Now, we can look at each chapter, the essence of each chapter, and then understand how it is so very applicable and relevant to each one of us, right? And also, there is a misconception that Bhagavad Gita is a religious teaching. It has nothing to do with religion at all. It is just a lifestyle, how to live your life. That's all. Anybody can, follow the principles of it. So it has great moral and ethical principles, and it teaches us how to live life, in a wonderful manner. That is my understanding of the Bhagavad Gita. So I'm going to talk to you from my understanding of it. So let us get into it straight. Chapter 1. Chapter 1, the essence of it is wrong thinking is the only problem in life. Right? I repeat. Chapter 1, essence is wrong thinking is the only problem in life. And I sincerely believe in this, and I sincerely follow it. In fact, if you follow this, you don't need to go into the other chapters at all, because this gives us great insights into how we need to lead life. The way we think about a lot of things, about ourselves, about circumstances, about situations, about people, if only we could sit and ask ourselves, is this how I should be thinking? Is this what I should be thinking? Right? If we could just question ourselves, we will get, enlightenment, if I can use that word. Now, in psychology, we call it metacognition, thinking about thinking, right? We don't think about how we think at all. We just continue to think, and then we follow, because thinking, leads to behavior or action. But if we could just pause and ask ourselves, is this how I should be thinking about it? Because we do so many things. We say, no, why did they say that? Why should they not behave like this? Or why should I do it? When you ask these questions, it leads to a lot of agitation and a lot of conflict. Instead, if we could just pause a little and ask ourselves, okay, why should I, do it? Or whatever I asked. Is that the right question to ask? If we could just pause, take a pause and look at our own thinking. So thinking about thinking, that is metacognition. Okay. Today, there's a lot of research going on in metacognition, right? And that is exactly what the Bhagavad Gita centuries ago told us, that the only problem in life is the way you think. Yeah. So that is why when Madam asked me the question, Madam, you have only 24 hours. That's a wrong way of looking at things. We have 24 hours. Oh my God. Yeah. That means 14,400 minutes. So if we could just change our thinking, a lot of things fall into place automatically. So the first chapter, the essence of the first chapter itself teaches us a lot of things. Can we question our thinking? Now, why do most people not think about their thinking? Is because it's quite uncomfortable. See, thinking is something we learn. We are not born with thinking. We learn to think, and we think. So all our attitude, belief, opinion, everything is a thought only. And we learn to think. And since we have, since the time we are born, since we are thinking in a particular way, it's very comfortable to be there, right? The moment we start questioning our thinking, it becomes very uncomfortable. Yeah. And so we don't want to question our thinking. I'll be what I am. You can accept me or not accept. I'm not going to change. Yes. So this happens because we don't want to get into that discomfort. But that is the cause of every problem. If we could just change our thinking, the smallest of small things in life causes a conflict or an agitation only because we think about it in a very different manner. For example, you get into your, you are entering your office and your colleagues are there. And, let's say you are the boss. So what are you thinking? When I enter, they should all wish me. Why? Can I change my thinking? Can I not wish them? Of course I can. No, but my ego will come in. No, that is the problem. In changing our thinking, our ego actually leaves us. It's okay. We can always wish the youngsters. We can greet others. Why is it that others only should greet me? See, just change the thinking. Just change the thinking. That is all. We keep these rigid rules and laws and then hold it. And then we say, no, it should be like that. See, she didn't do that. See, he didn't behave like that. So forever we can find fault with others. Forever we can find fault with people, with circumstance, with situations, with everything. All that we need to do is change our thinking. It's okay. Yeah. Now, somebody doesn't invite you for maybe some function in their house. You get so agitated. Like, she always talks to me over the phone and all these things. She didn't invite me for the function. Then you make a big thing. It's okay. They have their own reasons, right? It's okay. Is it necessary that you should be invited? You think you're so great? See, this is where our problem comes in. Our ego, didn't invite me. So that ego comes in. Yeah. No, it's okay. If they don't invite, it's perfectly all right. So should you cut your relationship? No. Continue with the relationship. See, everyone has their own reasons for doing whatever they do, right? Don't put your ego in between and say, no, she should have done that, all that. Yeah. So you see how when we change our thinking, everything falls into place. And as we look at the other chapters, we'll come back to this only. Everything points to this only, right? So thinking in psychology, we have, or rather, I conduct workshops on thinking skills. That is how to think. It may sound very silly, but most of us don't realize that we're thinking in a wrong manner. Yeah. If we could just change, we call it a paradigm shift, a change in our thought. And, everything becomes so easy. Life becomes very, very easy. Yes. So the first point, which I follow thoroughly, is thinking is a wrong thinking is the only problem in life. Yeah. Okay. Now, just chapter 2, essence of it. Right knowledge is the ultimate solution to all our problems. Right knowledge. This is where we, fall into a wrong way of thinking, because the question is, do we have right knowledge? So we should keep seeking till we find the right knowledge. We may have knowledge, but do you even know if it is right or wrong? Even in science, they keep updating things, right? Now, for example, in psychology, when I was a student, which was a long time back, which was around 45 years back, we studied cognitive psychology. And there they said the brain attains maturity by the age of 18. And that is why 18 onwards, we are all termed as adults. Okay, till then we are not adults. So they said the brain attains maturity by the time or by the age of 18. But today, that's not the case. We say brain keeps growing, okay, keeps developing. We call it neuroplasticity. Even at the age of 60, right, 65, we can still learn. The capacity to learn is just there. So it is not that you cannot do a lot of things using your brain. The brain keeps changing. There's neuroplasticity, including the structure of the brain can change, right? So knowledge is something which keeps, changing. And until and unless you have a right knowledge, you're not going to get solution to the problems, right? So we need to keep seeking till we get the right knowledge. Now, for example, the Bhagavad Gita itself says the soul does not die. It just changes bodies. Yes. But, we as human beings are so scared of this word death itself. Nobody wants to talk about dying. Nobody wants to talk about death. They say, no, let us live long and all these things. No, let us live well is what all of us should say. Yes, let us live well, not let us live long. Let us live well. So, let us understand the temporary nature of life and let us learn to enjoy the things, okay? Because life is temporary. Let's not behave as if everything is permanent. Yes, and that is what causes a lot of problems, right? So right knowledge is something which we have to seek and seek till we get the right knowledge. Yeah. And how will you know whether the knowledge is right or wrong? When you keep seeking knowledge and when you come across new learning, you will realize, oh, my past learning said something. My new learning is saying something else. Yes. So as you learn, you start unlearning and relearning till you reach the, truth. That is the beauty of learning. Yes. So that is the essence of chapter 2. Chapter 3. Selflessness is the only way to progress and prosperity. Yes. So prosperity comes only when you're selfless. Selfless, here we are not saying you need to sacrifice. No, people mistake it. People mistake saying that, thinking that I need to sacrifice a lot of things. No, we are not talking about sacrifice. We are talking about doing something for others without even thinking about, okay, are they going to help me back or is it going to come back? No, without any benefit for myself. Can I just do things for others and enjoy doing it? Right? There's no sacrifice at all. There's no sacrifice. See, we say, let us say a mother has a small child and both are hungry for many days. And now when you offer food to her, what will the mother do? First feed the child, right? She will not eat. She will first feed the child and then only she will eat. And so we say mother's love is great. Now, is this a sacrifice? No, this is not a sacrifice. See, I'm telling you as a mother, this is selflessness, okay? Because we want to do it for our children. We want to do, we're not doing it out of force. A sacrifice is where somebody tells you that you have to sacrifice this for the sake of that, and then you're like, oh, okay, I have to give up, so I feel bad because I'm sacrificing. Here you don't feel bad, you feel good, because you want to do it, and you want to do it for others even before yourself, right? That is selflessness. So there's no sacrifice involved in selflessness. Let us get the two very clearly. Selflessness is where I think about the others and do for the others. Yes, and that gives me a lot of joy. Selflessness gives us a lot of joy, actually, right? And and according to the Gita, this is the only way to progress and prosperity. So that means they are saying develop an attitude of giving. So what is it that you want? So now from the psychological perspective, let me talk. What is it that you want? So, some people will say, I want affection. Okay. The easiest way to get affection is to give it. Show affection, give affection to the others, and then see how much you receive. Okay, what do you want? Attention. Give attention. What do you want? Appreciation. Appreciate others. What do you want? Love. Please give love to the others. The more you give, the more you get. Okay, in very simple language. So when in the Gita it says selflessness is the only way to progress and prosperity, it means that the more you give, the more you get. This is true with money also. Give money, give away to charity, help people who need it, right? Find somebody who needs it and then help them, not by feeling superior or anything, but because you want to help them. Yeah. So the attitude here should be of humility. Yeah. Not that I have money, so I am giving you, I am sponsoring your education. No. I am doing it because I want to do it. Yes. And I am grateful to you because you are there that I can do it through you. We also need people who can, take what we give. So let us not feel great about giving. Let us feel humble and grateful, and then see how you progress and prosper. I mean, the abundance is just there, right? So all this, when you hear it, it may sound fantastic, but when you do it, when you actually experience it, it is just beautiful and it works 100%. Okay. So whatever you want, give it. And then not because you're going to get it, just give it. And then you see how much you will be just drowned in that. Yes, you'll be just drowned in that. And it is beautiful. So that is the essence of chapter 3. Now, chapter 4. Every act can be an act of prayer. Yes, everything that we do can be worship. See, there is a book which talks about why Indians are very successful in the West. Okay, they're very successful in the West. One reason is because of the reason cited in that book itself is because of their value system. And what is our value system? Work is worship, right? So not only work, everything can be worship. Everything can be worship. Why only work? Work is worship, yes, but everything can be an act of prayer. So, how does this boil down to our daily life? Now, when you're doing something, let us say you're all alone in the room. How are you doing things when nobody is supervising you? Okay. How are you doing things when nobody is supervising you? This is what is the act of. Please remember that God is always there. Yeah. The supreme power is always there. So you're like, oh, they're not there, so let me just do it like this. Okay. But when somebody is there, you do it in a different way. Now, this type of behavior is what we need to avoid. So when we say every act can be an act of prayer, be aware, yeah, that there is another energy in that room. Yeah. So based on that, how will I work? Always be aware. That is what it says. That is what is an act of prayer, the awareness of divinity within us. Yes. So can we be highly aware when whatever we are doing, Yes. And then it becomes an act of prayer. When we do things with awareness, it becomes an act of prayer. It becomes an act of worship. So work alone need not be worship. Everything can be an act of prayer when we do it with the high level of awareness. Yeah, that is what chapter 4 is all about. Now, I will not explain or I will not, go more ahead because that'll take a long time. Now, chapter number 5, renounce the ego of individuality. Yes. So, the concept of I, me, myself, which is a highly westernized concept. Okay. For them, nature is is something which serves us. They have that concept. Sorry, it's not like that. Yes, for us in India, in the Indian culture, it is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole world is my family, right? The whole world. So, including your nature, everything, we are part of the same thing. So, we are part of nature. So, when we say nature, nature is not there and I am not here. No, we are all part of nature. We are all interdependent. Science talks about the food chain, right? And at the top of the food chain is the tiger. So that is why if the tiger becomes extinct, all of us will become extinct. So today we have, Save the Tiger projects. Yes. So each and every living thing is interconnected, right? When you study science, you will know the food chain, yeah, how it is very important that all of us do what we are supposed to do. But unfortunately, what we do, human beings, we do what we are not supposed to do also. And that is where the whole ego of individuality comes in. I, me, myself, right? No, it cannot be I, me, myself. It is we, including the earth, the trees, the river, the air, everything, right? It has to be a we. And only then, all of us will improve. Otherwise, today we can see what all is happening in the environment, right? We're talking about global warming. The, the deserts are having snowfall, okay? All this is happening, it's because of what we did with the environment without realizing that we are part of the environment. Yes. And so when we say let go of the ego of individuality, in every action of ours, we are always only thinking about I. Yeah. Today it's become like that. What is the benefit for me in this? If there is no benefit, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, that has become so. Even if I help somebody, what will I get by helping? Yeah, if I don't get anything, I'm not going to help. So this has become the attitude. The ego creates these attitudes, right? We are only looking at ourselves, only my well-being. I'm not bothered about others' well-being. I remember in one session in a corporate, as part of something, I also mentioned about how we need to use water very properly and not waste water, right? So I spoke about that for 2 minutes. In the question and answer session, one man gets up and he says, ma'am, I don't care about water conservation. And then he started asking me the question. Now, this is the attitude. Yeah, I don't care about that. I don't care about this. Sorry, we have to care. Each one of us makes a lot of difference to all that is happening in the world. You cannot say that I am not responsible for it. No, each one of us is responsible for all that is happening in this world today. We call it the butterfly effect. We call it the ripple effect. There is so much. Yes, scientific evidence how each one of us creates the difference in the world. Yeah, so we need to let go of or renounce the ego of individuality and recognize each other as a part of the same. Now, our body, yeah, I'll give you an example. Our body has millions or trillions of cells, right? Very small cells which are microscopic in nature, isn't it? Now, You can't even see the cell. Now, each cell, depending on which organ it is in, has a different function. So the cells of the brain have a different function. The cells of the heart have a different function. The cells of the stomach have a different function, right? The cells and the muscles of your hands and legs have a different function. So each cell has a different function. Now, one day what happened? The cell in the stomach thought, I am the one who supplies nutrition to the entire body, to the brain, to the heart, to every organ in the body. I am the one who supplies nutrition. So I'm very important, right? Nobody is as important as me. And then it started multiplying. Now, when a cell multiplies without any reason, it is known as cancer, right? And so what happens? The whole body suffers, isn't it? The body cannot function efficiently. Yeah. Now, case number 2. There was a cell in the toe, big toe of the foot. Now, one day it started thinking, I'm not at all important, right? I don't do anything at all. Whether I'm alive or not, it doesn't matter because there are so many other important organs in the body. And then it became sad, and then it said it committed suicide, so it died. So when a cell dies before time, what happens? It rots. And so the rot spread. So the entire toe became septic, a terrible pain. So can the body function now? No. Because if there is a terrible pain in your toe, you can neither eat, nor can you sleep, nor can you focus, you cannot concentrate, right? And so this happened. Same way, each one of us is like a small microscopic cell in this entire cosmos, okay? Each one of us has a role to play. Each one of us has a role to play. Now, if we start thinking we are very important, yeah, and then, bloat our egos, the entire cosmos will be affected, cannot function. Similarly, if we think I am not at all important, yes, I don't make any difference to this world, and then we don't do our roles, again, the entire cosmos will be affected. So please remember, each one of us is like that microscopic cell in the body. Yeah, each one of us has a role to play. Let us all play our roles to perfection. Then the cosmos will be fine. This is why we say renounce the ego of individuality. We are all part of the same cosmos. Each one affects the other. Just because we can't see that, yeah, doesn't mean it doesn't happen, right? So this is what renounce the ego of individuality. Now, chapter 6. This is a very nice one. I like this very much. A true yogi is not someone who renounces all activities, but performs duties without attachment to results. Repeat, a true yogi is not someone who renounces all activities, but performs duties without attachment to results. So if you want me to put it in psychological terms, we say don't be result-oriented, but be process-oriented. Yes, don't think of what is going to happen, yeah, but look at the process. How am I doing it? Am I doing it in the right manner? Is this the right way to do it? Can I learn to be better? Can I improve the way I am working? All this we need to focus on, right? And a true yogi is not somebody who says, okay, I am going to the Himalayas and, I'm going to sit. No, not at all. You be here, but be detached to the results. Be detached to the consequence. Many people tell me, ma'am, is this possible? Yes, it is possible. Is it easy? No, but it is possible, right? It takes practice. We are so used to talking about the result that we forget, the enjoyment of the process itself. Just to give you an example, most of the days in the evening, my grandson, he's only 5 years old, okay? He comes home and he wants to play snake and ladders, yeah? He loves the game. And, and you should see him to learn this point. He is not bothered about whether you're going to win or not. He is waiting. He says, I'm so happy. This snake, he's waiting for the biggest snake to swallow him. So he enjoys the game. And then he'll come and tell me, Patti, today, 5 snakes ate me. So 5 times I came down. And he is so excited about that, right? He's not worried about whether he's winning the game or losing. Daily he'll come and he'll say, this snake, let me see. If I put 2, this snake will bite me. So he counts and then he says, I want 2. So you should see him enjoying the game, and that's what we learn from children. Enjoy the whole thing. It's not about winning or losing, but it's about enjoying the process. Can we start teaching our children that? Can we start thinking like that? This is where, the first chapter says, change your thought. We are always thinking about, I need to win, all that. No, participation is more important. Enjoy the process. That is so, because tomorrow when you look back, you will remember the enjoyable parts of the game rather than whether you won or lost, right? And, winning sometimes is so boring because if 4 people, let's say 4 people are playing, you win. Okay, in the snake and ladders, you've gone to 100. Now what? You have to sit back and watch the other 3 playing. What are you enjoying? Nothing. So winning is not very enjoyable always. Yeah, we need to enjoy the process. The more you're playing, the more enjoyment there is. You win and then you sit back and the other 3 are continuing to play. Well, they are enjoying. What are you doing? Nothing. So let us not focus on the results, but let's focus on the process and then see the enjoyment. So don't get attached to the results. Enjoy everything that you have, right? Enjoy. That is the whole point here. When we say don't be attached to the results, it means that enjoy the process, enjoy doing everything. It doesn't matter what happens with the results because your enjoyment itself is so fulfilling, right? Chapter 7, live what you learn. Yes, that is practice what you preach. So don't say something which you don't do. I remember there's the story of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. One mother comes with her 8-year-old son, and she comes and says, tells Swami Ramakrishna, Swamiji, my son keeps eating jaggery. You please tell him that he should not eat so much jaggery, right? So Swami says, okay, come next week. So she goes. So she thinks, oh, Swami is going to, teach him something great. That's why he asked me to come next week. Next week when she comes, then Swamiji calls the boy and says, see, you should not eat so much jaggery. This is the amount you should eat daily. Don't overeat, all that. He just says. Now the mother is thinking, if he had to say only this, why didn't he say it last week? So she asks him, Swami, if you had to say only this, you could have told this last week itself. Then Swami Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, I also was eating jaggery. How can I tell the boy not to eat? So this whole week, I stopped eating. Yeah, I reduced and I've stopped eating that much. So now I can tell him, right? So that is greatness. So live what you learn. Yeah, practice it. There's no use learning. Many people read the Gita. They also understand, okay, and they say they have the knowledge. But what is the use of knowledge if you don't put it into practice, right? You need to put everything into practice. Only then you will reap the benefits of whatever you learn. So education is not just mere qualification. It should be seen in your behavior. Right? Education, if you say you're educated, it should be seen in your behavior, in your manner, in the way you talk to others, in the way you behave when you are with group, in the way you behave with your maybe seniors, in the way you behave with your juniors. All that education should be seen by the others. They don't even have to ask you your qualification, right? It should be just seen by you, seen by the others. That is what education is. And that will come when you live what you learn, right? So acquiring knowledge is not enough. We need to put the knowledge into practice. Never give up. That is now chapter 8 is never give up on yourself. Such a wonderful teaching from the Bhagavad Gita, right? Most of the time we give up on ourselves. No, that's all. No, I'm not capable of this. I can't do that. I can't do this. Never give up on yourself because each one of us has great potential within, right? It takes, for some, it may take a short time. For some, it takes long time, right? Now, for example, If you plant a mango sapling in your house, in 3-4 years, it will grow and then you will start getting the fruit. Okay. But if it is a teak tree, 5 years, nothing will happen. It takes 12 years to grow a full developed teak, which you can cut and make furniture. 12 years. So you cannot compare the mango tree with the teak tree. Both are useful for us, right? Some take a long time, some take a short time. So never give up on yourself, right? First and foremost, please look at yourself, take care of yourself, develop yourself, right? And then love yourself, and then you can give this love to the others. So that is chapter 8. Chapter 9, value your blessings. Now this is so important. We forget, or we take for granted all that we have, all our blessings, right? We only focus on what we don't have. Yeah, we have so much, but there will be one small thing maybe, and then you'll say, I don't have that, this is that is that, life is not fair. Can we focus on all that we have? Can we learn to value our blessings? Now, blessings are not huge things. Now, our eyes, nose, mouth, ears, hands, legs, all in the right place and functioning properly. Are we grateful for that? We need to be. We need to be. Right? When you're thirsty, you have clean water to drink. Please be very grateful for that. In fact, this is the whole gist of Zen itself. Zen is only this. They say everything that you do, can you be grateful? So that is why we say every act, can it be an act of prayer? Can we be grateful? Now, chapter 5 said, renounce the ego of individuality. We talk about ourselves, so greatly. Can we operate any of our organs? No. They all function automatically, right? All our organs within our body, our own body, all the organs, they function automatically. Can you do something about that? No. So where is the question of I, me, myself, right? So can we be grateful that our organs are functioning normally? Can we value that blessing that we have? We need to. Yeah, instead of focusing on things that we don't have, can we focus? If you start focusing on the things that we have, in fact, we tell people, when I do these workshops, I tell them, keep a gratitude journal and write down point by point. Number 1, my eyes are functioning well. Number 2, my nose is functioning properly. Number 3, my mouth is functioning properly. Number 4, my teeth are in good shape. Number 5, I can hear very well. Just keep, writing your blessings. The list will just grow daily. If you write, the list will grow, and you'll be so overwhelmed with all that you have. Your heart will simply overflow with gratitude. Yeah. So please develop an attitude of gratitude for all that we have. Every small, we have a nice warm bed to sleep on. We have a house to live in. We have clothes to wear. There are some who will say, oh, ma'am, so much work to do. Yeah, my sink is full of vessels. It means that you have cooked so much. You have the ability, the resources to cook so much. That's why so many vessels in the sink. Be grateful. Oh, ma'am, my washing machine is overflowing. You have so many clothes to wear. Right? Ma'am, I have so much work to do. I have to clean my house. Be grateful you have a house. So everything, it's just thinking differently. Yeah, just that small paradigm shift. And things are very, very different. Yes, so please value your blessings. Chapter 10, See divinity all around. Yes, see divinity in everything. I will, as a psychologist, I will bring this down to a very low level. It may not be possible for all of us to see divinity. They say see God in everything. I will say, can you see a human being in every person? I'm bringing it down to a very low level. Can you see a human being in every person instead of looking at them as, oh, she is the sweeper, he is a chaprasi, he is an auto rickshaw driver, he is illiterate, he is beggar. So what are we doing? We don't look at them as human beings. We look at them in the roles that they play, right? Oh, she's a professor. Oh, he is a vice chancellor. Oh, he is a director in this company. So see, it's all we see. We look at the roles that they play. These roles are very temporary. How long will I be a professor? I will not be. Yeah. Things change. So let us not look at people as in their roles, but let us start looking at them as human beings. Each one is a human being. Yeah. Can we relate to the human being? When we start doing this, the way we talk to people changes. The way we behave with people changes. We start treating everyone with respect because they are human beings, even small children. We don't treat them with disrespect. We talk to them in a respectful manner, and they also talk to us in a respectful manner. It all starts with us. Yes, so when we say see divinity, I would say, can you see human beings in people? Of course, we are supposed to see divinity in the trees, in the plants, in the animals, everything. Yes, but before that, let us start seeing human beings in people, and then slowly it will go on to the others. Then you can start seeing divinity everywhere. Yeah, so this is a beautiful lesson from the Bhagavad Gita, and I just putting it down to a very simple form. Please see each individual as a human being. Yeah. And chapter 11, have enough surrender to see the truth as it is. So this just means acceptance of everything as it is, instead of questioning why. Yeah. Instead of the question why does not have an answer. Yeah. Oh, why is it raining like this? That is nature. Can we just accept? We find it so difficult to accept anything. Oh, why can't this be like this? Why can't he be like that? Why can't she be like that? Why can't my children listen to me? Why can't they do this? Why can't they do? We keep asking this question, why? Because we are not able to accept people as they are. Can we just accept people as they are and say, oh, okay, this is the way they are? That's it. Yeah, who are we to say that you should not be like that? Who are we to say that you're not doing the right thing? Yeah, who are we? That ego comes in. See, that is where the ego comes in. What I do is right. This is not the way to do it. No, there are so many ways to do the same thing. Can we just accept that they do it differently? We do it differently. Very simple. Can we accept people as they are? No, we don't. We look at their maybe superficial appearance, their body. Oh, look at him, he's so fat. Look at her, she's so dark. Can we just accept people as they are? Yeah. And you can't expect people to be what you think they should be. Yeah. So can we accept? So when we talk about see the truth as it is acceptance. Yeah, that is, we have to learn. Chapter 12, absorb your mind in the higher things. Yes, don't focus on the silly, petty, trivial things in life. Can we focus on the higher things? Go inward. Yeah, understand yourself. See the beauty around. There is beauty everywhere, right? But it is all about us seeing the beauty. Yes. Now, when we cannot see beauty, the mistake is within us, right? We are wearing some colored glasses and looking at things in a very different way. So can we change our glasses? Can we change the way we look at things and see the beauty in everything? Yeah, then acceptance will come in, right? So that is what chapter 11 is about. And 12. Now 13, detach from Maya. Detachment. Yes, please understand that everything is Maya. What we see also is an interpretation of our brain. Okay, in psychology, we have something called sensation and we have something called perception. Sensation is the input, the stimulus which falls on our sense organs, but that is not what we perceive. Perception is the interpretation by the brain of this stimulus. So we don't see things as they are. We don't hear things as they are. We see what we want to see and we hear what we want to hear. Okay? So that is what perception is. So in psychology, we have it very clearly, sensation and perception. Sensation is the physical part of it, which, which we draw diagrams and say the, stimulus falls. Now, for example, light falls on the retina. Actually, it is an inverted image which falls on the retina, just like the camera. There's an inverted image which falls on the retina. Then from the retina, the nerve takes it to the brain, and the brain perceives it as a correct figure, right? So we are not seeing what exactly falls on our retina. No, we are seeing because is an interpretation by the brain based on our knowledge. So when our knowledge changes, our perception will also change. And that is why that chapter 2 said right knowledge is the ultimate solution. Yes. So as our knowledge keeps changing, the way we perceive things also keeps changing. And so detach from Maya. Please understand the right knowledge is that all this is Maya. We only see what we want to see. We only hear what we want to hear. Yes, so that is not reality. So what is reality? We have to find out. For us, we have to find out. Yes. Now, chapter 14, live a lifestyle that matches your vision. Yes, so you need to have a vision. You need to have a purpose in life, and your lifestyle must match the way you live, right? The way you live means the way you deal with others, the way you deal with yourself. Everything is your lifestyle. So your lifestyle should match your vision, your purpose, right? Whatever you do, it should match your purpose. Now, chapter 15, give priority to divinity. Yes. And so that is where your ego will be removed. In fact, ego, the full form is edging edging G, God, O, out, edging God out. When you have ego, you push the divinity out. So start giving priority to the divinity, then your ego will be pushed out. Yeah. Chapter 16, being good is a reward in itself. So this is where, you can detach from the results by being good, doing good, thinking good, speaking good, right? Because that is a reward in itself, because that creates a lot of difference within us. Yeah, it's all experiential. Chapter 17, choosing the right over the pleasant is a sign of power. I repeat, choosing the right over the pleasant is a sign of power, because many times we are tempted to do things which are not right. Okay, see, for example, you're standing at a traffic signal and it's red there, yeah, and there's nobody on the road. It's empty. So you're tempted to just go, right? But when you stay and say, no, I will go only when there is green, that's a sign of power. When you take the pleasant way, that is a sign of weakness. Yes. So there is a lot of temptation today. When you give in to temptation, that is a sign of weakness. When you say, no, nobody can tempt me, I know what I'm doing. When you do things with awareness, then each act becomes an act of worship, each act becomes an act of prayer. And then we can do what is right and what we are supposed to do. So, things like don't do what you're not supposed to do. Right? See, the other day I was giving a talk on the importance of money. So then there is an attitude that, to earn money or to be rich is wrong. No, it is not wrong. To earn money in the unethical way is wrong. Yeah, to earn money in an immoral way or you cheat somebody and then you're earning money, that is wrong. But if you're doing it the right way, yes, doing it the right, working hard for it and earning a lot of money, if you have a lot of money, there's nothing wrong in that. So let us get these ideas clear. That is where wrong thinking goes in, right? And the last one, chapter 18, let us move to union with God, right? So let us work towards realizing, understanding, and acknowledging that we are all part of the same universal consciousness, right? And let us move towards understanding this and realizing this consciousness within us, right? So, of course, I can elucidate more on that, but I will not go into it. So, where we understand that each one of us is part of the same bigger picture. So, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. Each one of us is a small part in it, right? And everyone is required to complete the whole picture. If one piece of the puzzle is not there, the puzzle is not complete. The picture is not complete, right? So each one of us has maybe a small role, a minuscule role, but each one of us is important for the entire universe to function in a very, very beautiful manner, right? So let us understand ourselves being part of this great divinity, right, of this universal consciousness. And let us practice. You can start with any of these chapters. For me, the first chapter is really nice. Wrong thinking is the only problem in life. Yeah. And I go by that. So if I have a problem, it means that I am thinking wrong. So I just need to look at thought and ask myself, okay, how am I comment, add to what I said? Yeah, we can maybe use the next 10 minutes for that.
Thank you, madam. That was an awesome presentation. It was really excellent. In fact, I have made quite a few attempts to read the Bhagavad Gita, but unfortunately, I could not proceed beyond a certain limit because I did not understand. Now, the checklist that are given today is going to be very useful for me to start all over again and go through the entire 18th chapter. Thank you so much for that. And one more thing which I would like to ask you, you said something about not to worry about the result, do your duty. Now, can we just tell the students when they appear in examination and say, don't bother about the results, you just appear in the examination, keep quiet. Is that going to work?
No, sorry, sir, we lost
So
your connection. Could you please repeat?
You said about not being bothering about the result, about the outcome of any act. Could we tell that to the students? Tell them you write the examination and just forget
Yes.
about it.
Yes. In fact, they should focus on the process. How are they studying? Yeah. That if they study to the best of their abilities, the result is a natural outcome of their effort. So, in fact, I teach study skills to students and I teach them how to study the process. And when they follow the process, there's no question of forgetting. They don't forget things. So the process is very important rather than the result. Result is an automatic outcome of the process. So if we focus on the process and if we take necessary action for each step in the process, the outcome is natural. So focus should not be on, in fact, there are many students in college, they'll come and say, ma'am, see, they have 10 chapters. They'll say, ma'am, can you tell us which chapters I should study so that I can get 60% marks? Now, this is what happens when they focus on the result. So I tell them, see, you study because you should gain knowledge. Once you have knowledge, it's not 60. You will even score 90% because you know. Now, what is happening is you don't know. You simply by heart and just write an examination. So your focus is on, okay, how can I score marks in an exam? No, the focus should be, how can I gain knowledge? When I gain knowledge, exams are nothing. They become very easy.
Okay, let's open the session. Let's listen to what others have got to say. Ladies and gentlemen, what are mic unmuted, please.
You can unmute yourself, please, and
Yeah, yeah.
then.
சொல்லுங்க விஜயலட்சுமி மேடம், ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுங்க.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening.
Given Bhagavad Gita message in a nutshell, and
Yes.
within 1 hour, it is very difficult to cover up all the 18 chapters. But
I know.
you are really, you have done your best. And not only that, I am also learning Bhagavad Gita. But our Guru is telling, only just learning Bhagavad Gita is not of any use. You have to practice it. Then only it will uplift your life.
Correct.
Thank you so much, madam, for the wonderful lecture. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello.
சொல்லுங்க.
Awesome session, madam. You
Thank
just explained it very beautifully. Huh? As you said, we have to practice this. Knowledge is not important. Huh? We may be
Yeah.
reading, understanding, and also practice is very important. Excellent session. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can I say something?
Yes,
Subbu?
please. Yes, sir. Mani sir. Bolo.
Hello, madam. What a beautiful session we had with you today. I am
Thank you.
really happy. I will
Thank
say
you.
only one thing. In the Dhyana sloga, it says, Sarvopanishado Gavo Dokta Gopala Nandana. It is the essence of all the Upanishads,
Yes.
Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, Sarvam Khalvidam, everything is that God.
Yes.
That is the attitude we have to develop. So
Develop.
study Gita, and by side also try to study what is self-knowledge. Atmajnanam takes you, studying is also happiness. In this you have to not to
Yes.
mention about it. So I
Yes.
only say thank you very much, madam. I am much more informed, and it was a great delight for me to hear you today. Thank you.
you.
Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Namaste.
Thank you.
Okay.
Swarnalatha ma'am, it was a wonderful session. The essence
Thank
of the
you.
Gita, covered, as Vijayalakshmi ji said, covered in 1 hour. And 5,000 years back, what was conveyed in a battlefield is
Yes.
so very relevant even today.
Relevant today.
And how to implement it into our daily life, And I mean, it's not everybody can read the Gita in the Sanskrit and get the full meaning. And you have
Correct.
the essence so beautifully that we can try to implement it in our lives. Thanks, madam.
Yes.
Lovely session.
Thank you.
God bless.
Okay. Next question, Silva. Anybody?
Madam, I always feel why Bhagavad Gita is not taught in the school curriculum.
Yeah.
It should be included
It should be.
in a
Yes.
simple way, okay, so that it will get into our mind in the very early stage.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
learning, hearing is different. After
Yeah.
6 years, we feel like knowing about Bhagavad Gita and all. By that time, it is polluted already. So, it should be taught right from the childhood.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It
Right.
should be.
Okay. Jeevarekha, madam.
நமஸ்காரம், எல்லாருக்கும் நமஸ்காரம். மேடம், ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்தது பகவத்கீதா. ஆக்சுவலி நான் பகவத்கீதா படிச்சு அதை ரிசர்ச் பண்ணிட்டு ஓரளவுக்கு அது பிரகாரம் நடக்கணும்னு நினைச்சுட்டு முயற்சி பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறவ. ஆக்சுவலா என்னோட பேத்தி லேடி ஸ்ரீராம் காலேஜ்ல சைக்காலஜி தான் எடுத்து படிச்சுட்டு இருக்கா. அதனால அவளுக்கு அடிக்கடி இந்த பகவத்கீதால கொஞ்சம் எடுத்து நாங்க 2 பேரும் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணுவோம். அதனால எனக்கு இப்ப உங்க இதை கேட்ட பிறகு என் பேத்தி கூட உங்களை மாதிரி நல்லா ஒரு இதுல இங்க பகவத்கீதால எக்ஸ்பர்ட் ஆகி நல்லா இதுவா இருக்கணும்னு ரொம்ப ஆசைப்படுறேன். ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்தது, ரொம்ப தெளிவா, ரொம்பவே எனக்கு சந்தோஷமா இருந்தது. ரொம்ப நன்றி மேடம். தேங்க்யூ.
ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். தேங்க்யூ.
Okay, வேற யாரும் சொல்ல போறீங்களா? Right, thank you, Swarnalatha ma'am, for your valuable time. In fact, the strategy you provided to us is going to be very, very useful to us. At least to me, it will be very useful to restart the Gita. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining the show. Thank you, Girija, for the prayer. Thank you, Vijayalakshmi madam, for the introduction. The recording will be uploaded on YouTube sometime tomorrow. Kindly share the link as widely as possible. And next week is our final show in this year, year 2024. Kindly join in and support us. And that's a wrap up for all of us over here. Until we meet next, is wishing you all goodbye, good night, and Shubh Ratri.
Thank you.